A very good afternoon to all of you. I am Updesh Kumar Jaiswal, working as an assistant professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering Department in Kumar Engineering College. Today, I am going to discuss the topic screen designing, which is related to subject human-computer interface. In today's lecture, I will discuss the following topics: introduction of computer screen and screen design, how a person interact with computer, features that a user want to see on screens, variety of distraction or noise on screens, goal or purpose of well-designed screens, organizing screen elements clearly and meaningfully, ordering of screen data and content, screen navigation and flow, amount of information, and lastly, references used. Firstly, I will discuss about what is the definition of the screen. The information displayed on a computer screen at one time is called as a screen. Electronic page or a group of content on an electronic display device is also called as a screen. This is all about the screen. Now, screen design. Screen design refers to the graphic design and layout of user interfaces on display. It is the sub-area of graphical user interface and limited to monitors and display devices used. Screen design includes a wide variety of applications where screen or display be used as a part of human-computer interaction. Screen design focuses on maximizing usability and user experience by making user interaction very simple and efficient as possible. Technical backgrounds function do not matter in screen design. If you have very less programming skill, then there is no need of worry, because in case of screen designing, only the experience is matter. Programming skill doesn't matter. I have given some examples of the screen design. Here one screen is showing where the main menu is showing and different buttons and menu are also showing. The next screen I have taken from the indiapost.gov. It is the home page of the Indian Post website, and this is an example of a screen. This is the LIC India website home page. This is also an example of a screen. Now, when a user want to interact with a computer screen, then what screen user do, or we can say how a person interact with the computer. When interacting with a computer screen, a human person identify a task to be performed or need to be fulfilled. He will also decide how the task will be completed or need can be fulfilled. Customer or users manipulates the computer controls. He collects the necessary data. He forms the adjustments, making a decision related to the required task or need. These points I will discuss in detail. When user use the screen, he identifies a task to be performed or need to be fulfilled. The task may be very structured, including activities such as enter the data from this form into the system. Suppose I have taken one form, and from that form I want to enter that data, related data into the system. Answer a specific question regarding the status of an order. Suppose customer has given order, then question regarding the status of order can be also answered. Collect the necessary information from a customer to make a reservation. These are the different structure, need and fulfillment. Second point is decide how the task will be completed are need to be fulfilled. For a structured or semi-structured task, a set of transaction screens will be available. Structured data represent data in the flat table. If data is in the structured form, then we can show it in the flat table. But in case of semi-structured, data can contain hierarchy of nested information. The proper transaction is identified and then relevant screen series are designed to satisfy a general or unclear need. If need is unclear, then we will require browsing. We will search through screen that might possibly have relevant information. Users manipulate the computer controls to perform the task or satisfy the need. The keyboard, mouse, trackball, joystick, touch screen, light pen and other similar control devices, that is called as the input devices, are used to select choices from list, choose commands to be performed, enter data into text boxes, etc. User gather the necessary data, collect the necessary data. Necessary information is collected from its source. For example, if we are taking the survey and that survey form is used as the collecting the necessary data. Talking with a co-worker or customer. If we will talk with the customer, a co-worker who is working in that company, then we can collect the necessary information regarding to implementation, regarding to screen designing. This information is identified on the screen or placed on the screen through control manipulation. The screen user forms judgments resulting in decision relevant to the task or need. Structured transaction will require minimum decision making, such as has all the data been collected and is the data valid? Has the transaction been successfully accepted by the system? If not accepted, why not? These are the different relevant questions which are used for making the decision making. In case of semi-structured transaction, in addition to above question, some other decision questions are also added, like which set of screens from all available should I use to complete this particular process. So it is all about the screen user do when he is interacting with the screen of a computer. Now, next heading is what screen user want. Following given below are the very important features that a user want to see on a screen while interacting with a computer. When user is going to use a screen of a computer, on screen the text and data should be written in the simple English language. So we can say on screen data, text and information should be in plain and simple English. No disarrangement in appearance on a screen. An obvious indication of what is being shown and what should be done with it. Expected information located where it should be. A clear indication of what relates to what. A simple way of finding out what is in a system and how to get it out. A clear indication of when an action can make a permanent change in the data. These are the very important features that user want to see on a screen. Note, the desired direction is toward simplicity, clarity and understandability, and this should be very high. Now, variety of distraction are noises on a computer screen. If an element does not have any meaning, do not include it on the screen. because it is a noise. If any irrelevant data elements is present on the screen, they had no use, no meaning, then that is called as a noise. A noise can distract the computer user attention and contributes to the information overload. Due to these important information will be more difficult to find out on a screen. Due to overloading, it will be very difficult to search a relevant information on the screen in a very short period of time. Hewlett in year 1995, based upon the experiences at Microsoft, suggested the most distraction noises problems in visual interface design, and they are here. The most popular distraction are noises that are found on the screen is written. The first, quality lacking in many of screen design is poor information readability. It means it is very difficult to read the information on the screen. Unreachable screen components. To reach a component on the screen, it takes very long time. Inefficient operations or actions present on the screen. Excessive or inefficient page scrolling on a screen. Outdated information. Another distraction or noise on a screen may be overuse of too many bright colors. If you are using too many bright colors, it will be very difficult to read the text, to read the information by the user's eye. Poorly designed icons. If icons are not attractive and they are very poorly designed, then it comes under the category of distraction. Misleading headings which are not very well defined. Information requests perceived to be irrelevant or unnecessary. Cluster and narrow or compact layout. Overuse of three-dimensional presentation. Poor quality, organization and ordering of the presentation. Bad typography, that is arrangement of letter and text. Bad font style, bad font size. Confusing and inefficient navigation and flow. Information overload. Unclear caption, subtitle and badly worded questions. Numerous audio, visual and graphic interruption. These are the different distraction or noises that can be present on the screen. We should always reduce these distraction. We should always try to reduce these noises on the screen. Goal or purpose of well-designed screen. What is the purpose? What is the goal for well-designing the screen? Following given below are the very important screen design goals. To reflect the capabilities, needs and tasks of its user. If user is going to perform a task, to perform that task, what are the things are required? What are the things are needed? What are the capability of the task? It should be well defined. To develop within the physical constraint imposed by the hardware on which it is displayed. The hardware constraints are given if you are designing the screen. So we should design the screen in such a way that our physical constraint should be considered. To effectively utilize the capability of its controlling software, to achieve the business objective or function of the system for which it is designed, to reduce visual work, to make an interface which is easy and pleasant in use, to reduce memory workload of users, to minimize or eliminate any burden instruction imposed by the technology, to remove and minimize the noises, to provide meaning and purpose of each screen element in performing tasks or fulfilling needs. So question is, what is screen elements? Screen elements are like color, every control, all text, screen organization, every graphic, all screen animation, each message present on the screen, all forms of the feedback, etc. So currently I discuss about the what are the goals, what are the purpose for well designing screen. Why we should design the screen in well designed manner. Now organizing screen elements clearly and meaningfully. Visual clarity on a computer screen is achieved when the display elements are organized and presented in meaningful and understandable way. A clear and clean organization makes easier to recognize screen's essential elements meaningfully by the computer users. Clarity is achieved by many factors. Consistency in design. If you are providing consistency in design, then the meaning of the screen will be very clear. A visual pleasing composition. The composition should be in such manner that customer who is using your screen feel happy. A logical and sequential ordering. The presentation of the proper amount of information. In the next PPT, I will discuss what is the amount of information. Grouping and alignment of the screen items. Importance of ordering of screen data and content. Why ordering of screen data and content is important? An organizational scheme's goal is to keep to a minimum number of information variables that the user must retain in short-term memory. A logical, meaningful and sensible ordering of screen data and content will lower the memory requirement of the user. If data is presented in the logical, meaningful and sensible manner, then very less memory required in the mind of user, and he can easily understand and learn the things which are given on the screen. In ordering screen or page, unit of information and screen elements should be prioritized according to the user's need and expectation. So priority is very important. People can develop expectation on how to complete the certain task and find different types of related information to complete a task, to achieve a goal. Different types of related information can be easily accessed. A meaningful organization permits faster use of the graphical system. If organization and ordering is very clear, then we can easily search out the relevant information in a very short period of time. In website design, it is easier to develop a clear navigation and flow system if the site is meaningfully organized. Clear organization also makes very easier for web user to find what they need and to predict where a navigation link will take them. Some of the schemes for ordering of screen data and content are given below. Following schemes or factors should be considered while ordering of screen data and content. Conventional. Conventional means through a convention and custom, some ordering scheme have evolved for certain elements. Example are by the day of the week, by the month of the year, by one's name and address along a timeline. These elements should always be ordered in the customary way. Sequence of use. Suppose I am writing the address of any people, then I will write the house number, then street, then city, then district, then state, then country, then lastly pin code. This is the sequence of writing address on a screen. Another example of natural grouping is the league standing of football teams. Here we will show from best to worst records. Frequency of use. If any information or data is frequently used, then we will show those data on the screen firstly on the priority basis. Function or category. If some types of data are related to each other, then we will try to make a category. Like transportation vehicle may be grouped within the category of planes, trains and automobiles. Such grouping also allows convenient group identification using headings for the user. Subcategory with subheadings may also be formed. All items pertaining to insurance coverage, for example, may be placed in one location. Importance. If any information or data is very important, then it should be placed firstly. It should be give the priority. General to specific. We should firstly show the general information. By using this consideration, by using these schemes, we can order the screen data and content in a very good manner. Now, screen navigation and flow. Screen navigation should be obvious and easy to perform. Suppose I am opening a screen and I want to move towards the another screen. So, screen navigation is very important so that I can easily move from one screen to another screen. And flow is also very important because screens are connected to each other. Navigation can be made obvious and simple by grouping and aligning screen controls as well as using line borders to guide the user's eye. Important tips, suggestions and techniques for making good navigations are: the first tips is provide an ordering of screen information and elements that is rhythmic and guiding a person's eye through display, minimizes pointer and eye movement distances, locate the most important and most frequently used element or control at the top left. So this is top and left. Assist in navigation through a screen by aligning elements, grouping elements, use of line borders. More focus, emphasis and direct attention to the items that are critical, that are important. So the items are the information which are critical, which are important. We should give more focus and emphasis. When groups of related information must be broken and displayed on separate screen, provide breaks at logical and natural points in the information flow. In establishing eye movement through a screen, eye tends to move sequentially. So user's eye should be moved from dark area to light area, from big objects to little objects, from unusual shapes to common shapes, from highly saturated color to unsaturated colors. So eye movement should be like this. Maintain top to bottom, left to right through the screen. This top to bottom orientation is recommended for information entry for the following reasons. Eye movements between items will be shorter. Control movements between items will be also shorter. Top to bottom is also recommended for presenting display of read-only information that must be scanned. Now, amount of information. Amount of information shown on a screen of the interface is very important factor to attract the user. If I am showing a perfect amount of information on the screen, then user can easily be attracted toward the my developed screen. To get attention of customer on screen, following given below guidelines should be considered. Proper amount of information. While designing an interface, presenting too much information on a screen will create confusion to the users. If you are showing too much information on the screen, then user will be confused. Due to this, there will be greater competition among the different components of a screen to attract person's attention. Also, visual search times will be longer and meaningful structure will be more difficult to recognize. Presenting too little information will be inefficient to user. Due to this, one complete related information will be presented on multiple screens and the person memory will be wasted in remembering the previous related screen information. So, neither too much information, neither too less information should be represented on the screen. Present all necessary information. In general, present all necessary information for performing an action or making a decision on one screen. If information located on different screen must be remembered, a person's memory will again be taxed and he feels tension. Developing a screen having all the necessary information require careful analysis of the user task. Screen density. To measure how much information should be present on a screen, a quantity known as density is used. Screen density is a calculation of the proportion of display character position on the screen or an area of the screen containing something. In general, studies show that increasing the density of a display increase the time and errors in finding relevant information. If we are going to increase the density value, then complexity and search time will be increased. Density is clearly related to complexity since both measure how much is there. There are two types of density to be calculated on screen. Overall density. Overall density is a measure of percentage of character positions on the entire screen containing data. Second is local density. Local density is a measure of how tightly packed the screen is. The various research suggest that maintain overall density level of screen or window not higher than 30%. Not more than 30%. Density should not be more than 30%. It should below the 30%. I taken one example of the screen. Here there 30 line of codes are written. In the first line GECs and in the last 97 is written. In this case overall density is 13% because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13 lines are written on the whole screen. So overall density is 30%. Now screen example 2. Here same information is written, represented, but only 5 lines are used. First line, second line, third line, fourth line and fifth line. So in this case overall density will be 5%. Only 5 lines are used to show 8 lines space are reduced now. So screen example 2 is better than screen example 1 because density is reduced here. So our target should be such that the screen density should be very less. If screen density will be very less, so it is very easy for the user to search the data and information and on the screen, and the complexity will be also reduced. If density will be less, then it will be very easy to memorize the data information by the user, and visibility will be also increased, readability will be also increased. So our main purpose is to decrease the screen density and show only the relevant information on the screen. These are the references which I have used for making this lecture. These are the different websites that I have used, textbook and journal. Thank you.